Hi, it is Monday, October 16th, 2023. I think I want to share a tarot card reading that I drew, I believe, on Friday the 13th, if not the solar eclipse. And yeah, I was taking a bit of a rest because those transits had a lot going on. Any readers that did post during those transits, kudos to you guys for sharing the info that we really need during those times. I'm just starting out, so. And I'm reading off of the Erotic Fantasy Tarot deck. I love this deck too because this is the Star card and this is the Queen of Swords, very Aquarian. But I drew cards the other day when I found it. Someone had tried to hide this deck from me, I guess because they were trying to play off of my sacral chakra, but it's okay. I cleared it up so much, so I'm happy about that. And the cards I drew were like nearly all major arcana cards, all in the upright. I was like, I really want to share that. So we have the Strength, the Fool, Death, the Wheel of Fortune, we have the Ace of Swords, we have the Six of Swords, and we have the Devil. I actually I felt so good about this reading. Oh, that one's interesting. So in the Strength card, I see something different. They're usually like feeding the lion something, but instead she's taking a tooth out of the lion. So something about a lion's tooth. I don't know if there's any spiritual significance to that. And I feel like that here connects with the very last card because this is the first Devil card I've ever seen where people are actually breaking the chains. Like, I love this interpretation of it. Yeah, it's two people breaking the chains. And also interesting, like, you know, the Devil doesn't really, he like doesn't even notice that it's happening, which is kind of weird. And there's not usually swords in the Devil card, I don't believe. So something about a logical decision, or decision needs to be made regarding your thoughts and logic, more so than emotions or finances. It's very cord ties with devilish energies to me for this card, and it was the last card. So for the beginning to be taking the tooth out of the tiger's mouth, and this last one of them breaking the chains, I think that's really cool. So whatever dominating energies, could be a Leo, could be a Capricorn, doesn't have to be, it could just be the energy. I always forget, this video is for entertainment purposes only. If you're at all ever interested in a reading, I do tea leaf readings, astrology chart readings, whether it's synastry, transit readings, just your regular birth chart and tropical. I know a little bit about draconic astrology birth chart reading. I do regular tarot readings, oracle readings. What else? I do some palmistry readings too. Depending on like my expertise, I might only charge you like $5 for it, or could charge the only thing I would probably charge like full price for as an amateur starting out is probably like $25 for a tarot reading. Some people will charge you like $50 for like 3 cards. Just straight $25 for any question, but I will clarify and expand as much as both of us feel we should on that one question. So yeah, like I could read a whole entire gigantic spread for you off of one question. That'll only be like $25. Just comment if you would like that. I haven't really posted my email yet, and I guess I do need to make a separate business Venmo. Yeah. But there's that. If I haven't even set up my Venmo or accounts yet, like, I'll just give you a reading for free. So just comment if you want one. Like, it's a good deal. The Fool card comes out. I guess I'll read all of the signs' energies. You can be dealing with these people, but it also could just be the general energy of it. It could also be calling out to like a certain astrological transit that is affecting you. Because I know we're in Libra season, and yeah, we just went through a Libra full moon, I think, but it was very close to possibly Virgo. I don't know. Leo, the Fool card is what I've known as Aries. And then Scorpio is the Death card. The Wheel of Fortune. Ooh, I get that mixed up with the World. I believe the Wheel of Fortune is all of the fixed signs, if not the World. Which would be Leo, Scorpio, Aquarius, and Taurus. And there's a butterfly here, some fire, a rock, and a shell to represent all of the 4 elements. I wish I knew what the symbol was. I know it's, I believe, Celtic. And I believe it's supposed to be protective too. I love that there's like vines growing all around it. I hope an image like this can be on YouTube, but we'll test. Something about 69ing here, okay. 69 also like is the Cancer symbol. So maybe Cancer is also involved in this. Cancer represents the home. If it's not a sign you're dealing with, it represents the home. So maybe some sort of karma coming into the balance, or the wheels turning in your favor or out of your favor, in the favor of someone else or out of the favor of someone else, in regards to any of those signs. I love the woman and the men. I love, this deck has like mostly women. I just love who made this deck. What is their name? Artwork by Eon and Simona Rossi. They just like have really good proportions and like muscle tonage, and yeah. A lot of them are dressed very Burning Man-esque, if anyone knows what Burning Man is. Oh, Interesting. There is a crown down here on the death card that I don't usually see. There's also a crow on top. And see, I don't even own a Rider-Waite deck. It's just never really resonated with me that much. So I'm trying to remember what the real symbolism of the death card looks like. Right now, it's not coming to me. Interesting. There's a shield, a huge shield, and a sword upside down. And there's blood on her hands. And the sword's upside down, which is like interesting, actually. This sword's upside down in the same exact like direction. Usually the sword up, I believe, is supposed to be the truth. So it's weird that this upright, the sword is down. And there's a little bee there on the sunflower, Man. 4 butterflies around the truth. 4 is a number of protection. Butterflies usually represent freedom, flight, beauty. I feel like butterflies kind of have a lot of a Page of Cups and slight Page of Swords type of energy, which Page of Cups is like the really youthful emotions that come from when you have a big imagination and you know what your ideals are and what your dreams are, and you might be tapping into like your inner child a bit in the upright version. And then Page of Swords is like being witty and clever and charismatic in your words in a more youthful sense compared to the Knight of Swords, Queen of Swords, King of Swords, which become more serious with how they deliver their verbal expression. And 6 of Swords here. There is a boat. It's usually about leaving a situation. So yeah. She's like taking the tooth for herself. So she's harnessing the strength from a lion. And like, yeah, there's like 3 indicators of some sort of king losing their power here. Is it you? Is it a king you know? The king could be a female or male or in between, because feminine and masculine is in all of us. The king could be someone you know. It could be you losing your crown, or someone around you losing their crown, or their bite. And this girl, she's like pretty, nude. She doesn't really have any clothes on. She's even on her tippy toes in the grass. That's interesting. And she's got a lot of coins around her leg. I'm trying to count how many coins that is. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. 12 coins? And 12 coins could like be interpreted different ways in tarot, like maybe Knight of Pentacles, because it's the 12th pentacle card in the pentacle suit. it could be, I believe the Hermit comes before Death. Or is it the Hangman? It's like I know my stuff better until I put the camera on, but it's okay. So it could be, I'm just Hanged Man, Hermit, Virgo energy. Pentacles is just earth energy in general. She's grounded in her dreams to become abundant. Or he could be an earth sign. Sorry for that dog. Could be, so I said Knight of Cups, and then the Hanged Man and the Hermit represent like rest and recovery, kind of tapping deep within yourself with introspection and reflection. And Hanged Man is finding a different perspective. Maybe she's not that grounded because she's on her tippy toes. But maybe she needs to put her heels down and completely ground herself. But it seems like she's taking the bite out of someone else's mouth and trying to just make them look like less aggressive. This lion does look more mad than the other lions I see in other tarot decks. Like the other ones just look like they're opening their mouth. This one looks mad. And then here there are 8. Are those seagulls? 8 seagulls in the sky. I don't really remember what 8 seagulls in the sky represents, but I know that 8 is a number tied to Scorpio. I don't remember what 8 is in the major arcana of tarot. But they are going towards, so the Scorpio card right here, and then there's a raven, which is funny because that's, yeah, just one raven. The Fool card is the first card. So like their birds are like connected here. I feel like the Fool card usually has more green grass. This one's pretty dead. Oh, she has some coins around her leg too. She has 6 coins. And this dog's really cute too, with his tongue out and everything. I don't know if the Fool's always carrying a flower, but she has a rose. Yeah, okay. So this environment doesn't look like it has a lot of growth, but she has a flower in her hand, which I feel like represents that she can create her own growth. And I believe people say that the spiritual side, your spiritual side is your left side. Or at least people say your left eye is your spiritual side. So I believe the whole left body is the spiritual side, but I could be wrong. I mean, no one ever really says this when they interpret the Fool card, because the Fool card always does have like a little staff to carry the pack on them. But to me, that's also an Ace of Wands interpretation. An Ace of Wands is the start of a new project, a new beginning, a new adventure. So using your strength to go off on a new adventure or pursuit, you know how to generate your own growth. And you're taking only what really is important to you. only what is completely essential to your life and your development and growth. And you might have some protective animals around you. In this card, there's also not that much growth. And there's a crown that's fallen. So this could represent someone else you know, or it can also represent you. There's not a lot of growth here, but there is a shield and there is a sword with blood on her hands. And ravens usually symbolize lots of spiritual wisdom and messages coming through. It can also, I think, indicate that there's chaos magic around, but it also usually is an indicator of being protected. Like a year or two ago when I first was dealing with other individuals sending me things without my knowledge, I was seeing ravens everywhere. I saw seagulls too when I got my job last year. One that wasn't particularly meant for me, maybe something about beaches because of the seagulls. That's been a bird that's been a symbol for me all week. I'm not sure what this actual message or Celtic symbol is, but to me it's like 3 going back. And like when you stir something, if you're like a kitchen witch or something, if you go back, it's like a clock. If you're going counterclockwise, it's like you're reversing something, taking something away, or releasing something, versus this way you're taking in. But yeah, reversing the wheel times 3. So if you were wronged in a situation, it should be made right, kind of by karma and the universe right now. It's funny too because I'm not really big on butterflies and I don't really deal with shells a lot, but this week I like pulled out all of my shells because I am moving. And I was about to make runes with them or make some sort of altar or shrine with my shells. And yeah, this whole solar eclipse does feel like, it feels like the collective, a lot of people broke out of their cocoons. Like, a lot of people that are supposed to, quote unquote, woke up during this solar eclipse. The truth here, it's like the truth, oh, that's interesting, is the sword is in a tree. I would say, a tree trunk. I'm not sure. There's also like a little tiny like signature here or something. It almost, oh, Eon, the person that wrote it. That's like E, and then the O has like a little dot in it that looks like the sun symbol, and then N. E, sun, N. Yeah. Since I see that little symbol that looks like the sun on top of the Ace of Swords, which represents truth, even though it's like stuck in a tree, I still get that the truth is really, really gonna come out this solar eclipse. even the things you're unaware of are going to come to light. And it's starting to get greener here too. It's really green right here. There's a lot of growth too. I see 4 vines here. And I see, yeah, a bee on a sunflower. I don't really know what bees represent spiritually. I feel like they kind of represent community. They do to me, and maybe family. Maybe also a matriarchy because of the queen bee. The covens that come up against me, they like to use the symbol of a bee a lot, like hive mind. Even Burning Man had a whole burn, like the man burn. It was a whole beehive. And I feel like there was a message there. It's trying to collect pollen. And we'll be making honey. Wow. Can you hear those birds? Those are some loud birds. It's funny too, the birds always visit me when I'm reading. So cute. Oh, great. They're blue jays. Dang, there's some big blue jays. Oh, I almost want to stop this video so I could take pictures of them. Hearing blue jays before you see them isn't great. I've heard that hearing blue jays before you see them means that there's someone sending you the evil eye. There's 3 of them too, which gives me like reverse 3 of Pentacles energy. And they came into view afterwards, and then they sat on the fence. But they were just fighting or talking in the bushes for a moment. So that may be some type of community trying to come against you or cover your light here, because the sunflower is like Leo energy, which is connected to the sun. It's connected to your creativity too. And yeah. But I see 4 petals right here. And 4 is a number of protection, like I said. And then 4 butterflies right here, which is a number of protection. 4 vines in the back too, which is a number of protection. And then the sun in the corner on the tree. And I've been told not to talk so crazy about, like, you know, covens coming against me and like blah blah blah. So I'm trying to push that down a little bit. But I do know that they do label me as a tree for some reason. Like, my whole life, I was apparently given this role, such as, if you've ever heard of the Shel Silverstein books, he has this one book called The Giving Tree. I was the giving tree my whole life in my family, and I was unaware of it. So if you are that giving tree, maybe you got some scrapes and bruises, and maybe the truth just got stuck right into you, regardless if you wanted it or not, but it's there. And it's almost kind of like blocking off this bee from the transformation and growth here. Oh yeah, butterflies also, I think, yeah, are transformation, because out of a cocoon. There are 7 butterflies up here, which it's funny because you can interpret numbers so many different ways. You can interpret them as astrology, like through the astrological wheel, through tarot, through oh shoot, what was the other one I was just gonna say? Through just angel numbers, numerology. Their interpretations are all different, so sometimes I get them mixed up in my head, but I guess the interpretation that comes out is probably the one that needs to. 7 butterflies. Usually to me, 7 is the house number of Libra. It's tied to Libra, which is tied to partnership, whether it's business or romantic. And I think that's probably the right interpretation because there's 2 people kissing right here. I'm not really sure what else I get from this card. 6 of Swords is going off to new travels, which this underneath the Fool definitely seems like all of these came up upright, and I'm just surprised that 6 different major arcanas came up right here. Whatever travels you have are going to be successful. The waters might be a little rocky, which is funny. It's like rocky right here in the front, but in the back it's all calm. So maybe you just need to expand your horizons in your mind and know that there's more to see, and that it's not everything you're going through. If it's tough right now, it's not always going to be this rough. And then I forgot to mention with this Ace of Wands, it connects to this, which people don't really usually talk about, the Ace of Wands when the 6 of Swords comes up, but like they're right next to each other. So very good energy about starting a new adventure or pursuit. And yeah, it's just funny that, and then the 2 swords in the same shape right here. Yes, because of the death and because of the truth coming out, the 2 swords right here is what allows you to break the chains to any authorities, any dominating figures, maybe a specific Capricorn, any expectations you hold. This maybe. This devil though, he's not he's barely holding on to it too, with just 2 fingers, and then he has 3 rings on his right hand. So on his on the finger off the Jupiter mount, the finger off the Saturn mount, and the finger off of the Mercury mount. The one ring he doesn't have on is the Sun mount. And when I mean mount, I don't really want to show my hands because I like to try and stay anonymous so people don't. But this is Jupiter mount. should be Saturn mount, Sun mount, Mercury mount. So something about maybe Sagittarius, Pisces, Aquarius, Capricorn, Gemini, Virgo. At this point, I feel like I've said all of the signs, but maybe it being where I said it makes a difference here. 3 rings, though. Rings kind of represent pentacles. So maybe those signs had some sort of... there was some tie for them to the devil, whether they were aware of it or not, and those chains have been broken. Well, they're still on his hand, though. I don't know. Now I'm kind of convoluting this message of the devil. But I'm just... one of my favorite devil cards ever is they're actually breaking the chains. This girl has like wraps on her arms too. And for both of them, the anklet is on the left side, which I regard as the spiritual side. So they're breaking the spiritual chains imposed on them. Whether it was their own bad habits that were preventing them from former birds crossing the sky to the northwest, 4 seagulls, I believe, going to the northwest here is a sign. So many birds today. I've literally seen like 3 or 4, 5 different groups of birds today, just in this amount of time. And yeah. I guess that is the message for today. Again, using your strength, going into new opportunities, knowing that you can manifest even in like not the most ideal environment, but having faith that it'll go okay. Cutting off old habits that don't serve, whether it's relationships, family, friends, jobs, your own thoughts towards yourself. Some sort of rebirth for you will lead to good karma coming your way. Maybe even someone else in your life. Use all of the elements, fire, air, water, earth, to help keep your strength and do good, to keep good karma coming back onto you. The sword being in here is like, kind of like, what is it? Merlin? Is where that one kid pulls like the sword out of the stone. He was like mentored by Merlin. I get those feels off. You can pull out the sword at any time. Leaving on a new direction. I still don't really understand the significance of this guy here. He like pops out to me more than the guy that's rowing usually does. And there's like a little wrapped up bag thing that looks like it's gonna fall. So there's 2 more messages. I keep expanding on things as I'm trying to conclude things. Gemini placements. Apologize for my Gemini placements. And then yeah. Sever the ties, cut the cord ties to everything that drains you, brings you in a lower vibration, and know that you're protected. and that you can always regenerate your frequency and your vibration. Good crystals that I've been using this week. I just pulled this black moonstone out, which I think some say also might be larvikite is also black moonstone. I could be wrong. Been using black kyanite a lot. Oh. I like this one because it literally has a hole in it. So I like, no, I didn't accidentally. I saw this and it's, what do they call it? A hag stone. I got a hag gem, a hag crystal, where you can look inside the hole and see the fae. Celestite, really good for the solar eclipse, like, aftermath. Would have been great if I had posted a video like this, like on solar eclipse, but it's still gonna help through this whole process and like these whole 2 weeks to the lunar eclipse. I'd imagine it brings truth out. It's one of my most broken crystals. It literally hops out of my hand sometimes. I'm just like, nope. I seek the truth and I will tell the truth. And the truth comes to me easily. And will come to the collective easily. The truth will be exposed. And then blue, black kyanite. And angelite helps you connect to your angels and ancestors. Angelite. It's like an opaque blue. Rose quartz. Good for, you know, just general heart chakra regeneration and balancing. Lepidolite. Good for people with bipolar or borderline personality disorder or any of those symptoms that come with it. So, like, probably being impulsive or overthinking on emotional things, it helps you kind of balance that out. So, emotional control. It's purple too, so it helps with your third eye. How do you say this one? Techite? Techite? It's basically like Moldavite is a form of Tektite. And it really helps you astral travel and connect to your ancestors and spirit guides. What other ones? If you're having trouble with your sacral chakra, I would maybe use some sunstone. Sunstone's what I've been using for my sacral chakra, and I put a binaural beat on to help relieve tension in my sacral chakra, and woke up the next day and I don't know how, I guess I can say this. Yeah, my period started. Yay! I haven't had it in a while because people be doing womb magic. I believe hematite and copper are going to help you with deflecting EMF frequencies. Yeah. And I guess that's it. Thank you all for listening. Maybe give me a like or subscribe, because I would rather do live video messages, because yeah, I would rather just do live video messages and have them already be uploaded. But I need 50 subscribers for that, and I'll wait patiently. I'm still developing my intuition, and yeah. I send love, protection, and peace to everyone. And my first few videos, I was pretty angsty about all the chaos magic that was being sent my way. But I think I've got a good handle on that now, and like, I gotta understand that everyone's at a different place on their journey, and some people feel that chaos magic is the way to go. I can't really vilify them too much for it, even if it's affecting me in a negative way. It's just, I can only control what I do, and I can only control my emotions and my thoughts and my manifestations. So